Am I in a good mood today? I'm in a fantastic mood. In fact, I'm really, really happy. And that's where I'm going. Take a look behind me. Happy. Won loads of awards. And I mean absolutely loads. 2022, 2023, 2025, Best Restaurant in London. And then in 2025, it won the Best Restaurant in the whole of the UK. Hannah Ricketts has been here. She was not impressed. She didn't give it a very good score at all. But I have got something very interesting coming up with Hannah incredibly, incredibly soon. I'm in a great mood today. Why am I in such a good mood? Because I'm happy. As always, let's give it a go. Look at this. All the awards. All the awards. Yes, I'm happy. I've gone from happy to exactly that. Pictures everywhere. Here we are inside, and I have got to say it looks rather festive in here. Lots of booth seating, good lighting around. However, the noise of the music, if the music's not for you, you won't hear it in the edit because we take it out, but it is very, very loud in here. So if I'm having to speak up sometimes, my apologies. This is a very strange menu. Do you know what it reminds me of? The old TGI Fridays menu. There is so much. I'm halfway through. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Everything comes with a picture. That's a bit of a red flag to me. And then at the back here, you have all the awards they've won. What am I going to order? Well, I'm going to order a right mixture of everything. What's brand new on the menu? There's Caesar bowl with a crispy chicken. That's £17.99. Then a couple of pages over. The Santorini prawns with a light butter sauce, fresh herbs and garlic bread. That's £16.99 as well. Come on, where am I looking at now? Pages over. Keep going. The Philly steak are 7-ounce skirt steak with gravy sauce. Happy mayo served on top of fries, roasted with Gouda and cheddar cheese, topped with crispy onion rings and parsley. £23.99 skirt steak. Yeah, but it's a strange menu. As I say, everything's on it. This is definitely a TGI Friday concept menu. Happy Restaurant of the Year in England 2024. Just in case, I didn't know. Signs everywhere saying it, but just in case. The food comes up just as it's serves. When it's ready, they're just going to bring it up. And the other thing is, when you perused the long menu and you're ready to order, I've already ordered, so I'm not going to do it. Bing! Avon lady, press the button. So it's all arrived. Let me take a look here. So here we have the Santorini prawns. I'm a little bit nervous. I want to take a close up on that prawn there. I'm not touching that. That looks a bit je ne sais quoi. Comes with the butter sauce with parsley, and then you got what's advertised as garlic bread around the sides. So that's that. Then over here, the Philly steak. So you've got lots of drizzle here of their special sauce. You have cheese in there. Obviously, you've got the steak, you've got the fries. That's actually quite substantial. Again, it doesn't look as big as the picture, and nothing looks as big as the pictures. So cheese in there as well. Two different types of cheese. Salad. Now, you take a look at the pictures. You decide, because it portion-wise doesn't look as big. I'm going to leave the salad till last because obviously that one can go cold. This is my nervous one. Let's just grab a prawn. Put it into the butter. I am looking, as I said, with trepidation at it because the colour of some of the prawns is not all there. The first one I had actually tasted quite nice, and I did hand pick it. I do like the butter sauce that's with it. There's no doubts about that. It's a tiny little hint of spice with it. It's come up. on this skillet. Again, what I was thinking of was, why are the prawns really not pipingly hot? It's because the skillet is ice cold. They're warm. The garlic bread, yeah. That to me is brutally, shockingly bad. I can't stand that garlic bread because all I'm tasting is copious amounts of butter with that background garlic. Well, I'll come to the prices. I've already explained them to him. Not massively a big fan. I am getting a lot of background spice, and you can see the chili flakes in there. So if you're not into your spice, don't touch it. Philly cheesesteak. So skirt steak. As I say, got all this drizzle on top. So let's dive into one of the chips. They're not your normal chips, kind of more waffly, actually. Yeah, food's just warm. Didn't take long for the food to come out. And I think, because as we're in here, it's getting busier and busier and busier, there's no doubt about it. And they're not putting these into the oven to make them really, really hot. Steak, I actually like the sauce on top. I've got to call that. I do like the sauce on top. Let's move you there. I've got to call it as it is. Steak's very good. They didn't ask me how I wanted it cooked along them lines, but that's okay. It comes one way. That's kind of well done. That bit's a bit chewy. The mayo that's on top of the chips does actually work with the steak. There's a huge amount going on here because you have 2 lots of cheese in there. You have this gravy as well, which is seeped all the way through to the bottom, which you can't see it, I'm afraid, but I am going to be a little bit picky. Gravy's got a nice flavour, but with everything else that's going on in here, it seems to be too much. It comes with onion rings, doesn't it? Ah, that onion ring? Okay, it's not quite a ring.
How's the food, guys?
Yeah, it's okay, thank you. Not amazingly good, but okay, thank you. There's a lot going on. I'm not going to go over the top complaining about it, because the main star of the show, which is the steak, it's actually quite nice. It's a big piece. It's not too chewy. Top. That's the wholest onion ring I've seen so far, but I'm going to put it on that plate. You can see it's mushy as anything. The batter, well, the batter's just disintegrated on it. It's an awkward one, because it is very, very sloppy. Some nice cuts of steak in there, but a huge amount going on. The gravy is just too much with the cheese, with the onion. Disintegrates on the onion rings. Yeah. And again, heat-wise, just needs it that little bit. Well, there's more gravy there on the side. Just needs to be that bit warmer. It's okay. It's okay. In comparison to the prawns, that is light years ahead of anything else. But saying that, I think you're shocking, guys. Not the greatest. Let me come over to the salad. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do that because I've said everything here is going a little bit on the chilled side. I'm going to actually dive in here and then come to this last. So let's just get some of you on the plate. Finally, we have the Caesar bowl with crispy chicken. Does that look the same? It's that one there, by the way. Pictured right up. That's why it's a bit different. Eggs are a slightly different colour, but overall... But that looks a lot bigger than that. Avocado. That's fresh. Yeah, that is fresh. I like that. Cucumber. Yeah, the ingredients on here are fresh. Tomato, so cherry tomatoes. It's okay. Crispy chicken. Yeah. Yeah. Chicken, it has the coating around the edges, but it's not particularly crispy. Is that because I've left it there? The cheese might have melted into it, and it is sitting on a bed of lettuce, so maybe that could be why it's gone a little bit. Yeah. There's not any on the coating. There's not southern fried chicken. I'm not getting much out of you. No. I like the dressing. Caesar dressing. The thing that has pleased me is the ingredients being fresh, because that was a little bit of a concern. The major event here is the crispy chicken, and then what it's lacking completely is the crispiness of the coating. But is it disappointing? If that came in as a main meal for yourself, and you would for the price, all of that as a main meal, would you walk out of here satisfied for the price? Just shy, 1 penny shy of £18. I think it's all the money. I actually do really think it's all the money. Then again, and I haven't told you where we're located, we're just outside the London Trocadero, which is in Piccadilly. The overheads here are going to be the rent must be absolutely astronomical. And I do mean astronomical. It's right in the middle of tourist central. Is it a tourist trap? Okay. It's certainly hovering in that area, but I'm going to review judgment. I'm going to wait, and I'll see you guys outside. Got to be finished. They've asked me to actually do a survey, so yeah. Did you like the crispy Caesar bowl with crispy chicken? I've put my score in there for that. Did you like the Santorini prawns? Proceed. The one thing I have got to say, I actually don't mind this, because what they're actually doing is trying to get your feedback. The only thing is, this thing is quite damaged, and afterwards you've got to wash your hands, haven't you? Because so many other people have, yeah. Were you happy with the waiter service? I was happy, yeah. Yeah, submit, go away. Do homemade lemonades here. One thing that caught me by surprise was the bill disappearing. Was the Thames Aquarium, which is basically a gin and tonic. You're paying £12.99 for a gin and tonic cocktails. They're all up there. You don't mind paying these prices if you're in a fancy restaurant, but again, pina colada, £12.99. Whoa. Location. Table behind me actually had one of the desserts. That's kind of like a little bit of a highlight. It came in this box and the guy opened it up. There's a cascade of smoke going everywhere, and it was a bit of drama. And I can't actually tell you what they had. Yes, I can. They had the Dubai strawberries, £8.99. For the drama, it's probably worth the £8.99. You know me and the drama, get it all going on. Thank you. No problem. See you outside.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. Have a nice day.
You too, thank you.
Excellent. Bye-bye. So what kind of mood am I in now? Am I happy? I'm okay. I'm okay. British Restaurant Awards. I've given this restaurant, as I say, so many awards. The best in the UK in 2025. Forget that for a second. the best in London. 3 years, well, not running, but over 3 years. British Restaurant Awards. Have you actually been to some of the top restaurants here in London? Because that certainly wouldn't be in my top 100 without a shadow of a doubt. And I think it's a little bit of an insult to some amazing restaurants. Service, not an issue. I like the little idea when you're ready, they give you the menu. When you're ready, you just press a button, they come over. So they're not harassing you every couple of minutes. Food, the restaurant itself, really, really stylish. It's ultra modern. That's the way of doing it. And the music's way too loud. Forget the music. Let's start off here. The Santorini prawns, £16.99. Awful. And I mean awful. The garlic bread in that was absolutely pointless. The prawns, some of them were a strange old colour. I was a bit nervous eating them. It wasn't the greatest. And I've got to say, I'm going to mark it as I go along and give that 1, maybe 2, 1, 2, something like that. It wouldn't get any more than that. The beef Philly steak, now that's different. £23.99, but a lot going on. There's huge amounts going on. It was like, whoa, you got the gravy, you got the cheese, you got the mayo, you got the sauces, you got the onion rings disintegrated. I actually like the shape of the chips and the taste of it. The steak wasn't too bad either, but with all the sauces and everything there, wow. Yeah, steak wasn't too chewy. Would I actually go back and order that again? I think there's better places to go for a steak, to be really honest. Got to consider the location. That is crucial. You've got to consider the location. Mark's going to give that, I don't know, 6? I'll give that. Oh, I'm being generous with the 6. £23.99, £24. I'm going to give it a 5. No, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. No, go to Flatiron. Yeah, definitely go to Flatiron. The Caesar bowl with a crispy chicken. That was the best. I've got to say, even the cameraman, he's a shocking cook. He could actually produce something like that. What I did like was the freshness of the ingredients within that. What I didn't like was the crispy chicken wasn't particularly crispy, and it was the way it was there, it rested. Maybe the cheese got into it, maybe the lettuce from underneath soaked in there. But that was the best. There's no doubts about that. That was the best of the 3. Marks I'm going to give it. Hannah, I'm not going to be as harsh as you, but I do agree it's definitely not the best restaurant in London. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 10. Yeah, I know the prices are up there. I also know the location, but it wasn't great, was it? I mean, it just wasn't great. I'm not happy. That's for sure. I'm always happy. Why not? You've got to go through life thinking the glass is full, not the glass is empty. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you know I always appreciate it. And have you been happy today? And have you been to Happy the restaurant? If you could like and subscribe to the channel, you know I appreciate that. And until next time, bye-bye. I'll be happy if I lived around here. Wow. Definitely I'd be happy if I lived around here.